Hi all, in this short video we're going to look at a case study for large-scale agricultural development for the food option for AQA GCSE, and we have looked at Almeria in Spain. For this case study you need to know the advantages and the disadvantages, so we'll go through a selection of those in this recap. Now first of all, this large-scale agricultural development uses the technology of drip irrigation. That means it can be controlled about how much water each plant is getting. So less water can be used and maximise crop output. So less water is used, so that's fantastic. Secondly, it's the volumes of food that have been able to be produced in this location. And in terms of fruits and vegetables, this region provides around half of Europe's fruits and vegetables, represented by my beautiful tomato and fantastic broccoli. Eat your fruits and vegetables, kids. And not only does it produce volumes, so increasing food security, the amount of food that can be grown, but it's likely if you eat strawberries, so these are my favourite fruits, out of season, which for the UK is sort of May, June time, these can actually be grown throughout the year through the use of the greenhouses in the region, and therefore we get produce all year round. So therefore, again, improving food security and also consumer choice, because you can get access to these sorts of produce during the entire year. It has been really beneficial in the region for the economic impacts too. So not only are there some jobs directly in the farming, growing and picking the crops, etc., but also in associated jobs or industries. So we've got packing industry, so putting all the fruits and vegetables into packaging and shipping them off. But interestingly, what we have also seen in this location is the growth of science and high-tech businesses set up here. And what has developed is this quaternary industry of working on improving agriculture. So it has benefited in terms of primary jobs, farming, secondary and processing, and then we have this jump into quaternary, high-level research expertise jobs. So fantastic drive with the multiplier effect and creating diversity in the job market in the area. So that's a selection of the advantages. Now on to the disadvantages. As with everything, there are always two sides to the story, if not more. And so where this region has, or in this region where this agriculture is developed, is obviously all these massive area of greenhouses, which is the largest continuous area of greenhouses in the world, been built on what was natural ecosystems. And this will be represented by my ecosystems being obliterated, completely destroyed by my little dead lizard. So loss of ecosystems because large areas covered in plastic. In addition, when they're getting rid of some of this plastic, it is then burned. So we've got plastic pollution in terms of the area being covered. Aesthetically, it looks ugly, so it's visual pollution, and we have air pollution where plastics are burned and enters into the atmosphere. Locals breathe out, or the workers who are on the farms breathe out, impacting their health. Some of the plastic ends up in the water, and we also have, let's put that in the water, we also have plastic pollution. So pollution everywhere. And when you use the word pollution in geography, you need to be specific. You can't just use the word pollution, be experts in geography, not the geography of anywhere. Say something specific, so it's water pollution, what is it? Air pollution, what's the source? Moving on, a number of the workers are not necessarily all Spanish, but a number of them have come from North African countries, close proximity to Spain. And there have been tensions between the workers themselves and also the Spanish population. So people mixing together, different cultures, different backgrounds, and there have been tensions. So that hasn't necessarily been a happy place all the time to be working here. Some of the conditions of these migrants who come over, not all of them are legal, therefore they haven't been able to fight for their rights, protect their rights for fear of losing the job that they have. Low paid jobs in the farming industry here. They've been exploited, poor working conditions and poor living conditions. So some social disadvantages here. And lastly, so it's an area that is relatively dry, not too dissimilar to desert characteristics. And to overcome the low levels of precipitation in the area, what has been done is use the water that's found underground in the aquifers. So porous rocks, so rocks that have little holes in them, porous rocks hold water when it rains, and then this water has been taken out and then they use it to water the crops. But what they haven't done increasingly is allow that to recharge, so when it does rain, precipitate, allow that to percolate down into the ground and allow it to recharge and refill. So the levels of water in the porous rocks are falling every single year. So there's a real threat that that water will eventually run out. And then that is your little case study summarising some of the advantages and some of the disadvantages for a large-scale development for food.